Hello, this is Heisenberg with the Yvonne Craig Batgirl Bendable figure here to review from toymaker NJ Croce. This is part of the Batman Classic TV series from 1966, where Batgirl was portrayed by actress Yvonne Craig, and this is the very first Yvonne Craig Batgirl figure that's coming onto the market. It is 5.5 inches tall, will sell for $8, and should be available starting anytime now at comic book stores and online at stores like Big Bad Toy Store and Amazon. And it is part of a series of 1966 Batman bendable figures. They're making Batman, Robin, Batgirl, and several of the villains. So there's lots of things I like about this figure. I like the purple color. It's got a little glitter mixed in, which sort of which nicely resembles the costume from the show. I like the figure's shape. She's got a nice sort of like realistic looking shape, which I believe does remind me of Yvonne Craig's shape on the TV show. So I think they've captured her. I think they've captured her very well. I haven't tried to really measure, but when I looking at her, it's like yeah, that's what I remember Batgirl looking like. And it comes with a cape. This one I'm showing. I don't have the cape on this one here. I like a lot of the details. I like the cowl. I like the mask. I like the red hair. I like the logo, the Batgirl logo that she has on her. I like the belt. I like the boots, which we'll see. Now, one thing about her, she cannot stand on her own. I tried for several minutes to get her to balance on those little boots, and she always wanted to fall over. So that's why I always lean her against something. But it's easy to lean her against something, or you could find some sort of stand so you can display her. Now the face, we'll get to, and we'll close it up on it more. The face to me does not look like, glancing at it, does not look like Yvonne Craig. Now the toy maker told me that they tried, they made a sincere effort to have her look like Yvonne Craig, and there's a resemblance, but just when I glance at her, it doesn't really remind me of Yvonne. But again, it's like taking the figure as a whole. It's like given the color, the shape of it, it's like I'm still very pleased with the figure. I think they certainly captured her physique extremely well. And we'll look at some pictures in a minute here where you can kind of decide for yourself. There's a famous sort of cosplayer that goes to conventions as the Yvonne Craig Batgirl, named Jennifer Rose. And this figure actually looks, to me, when I look at the figure, it reminds me more of Jennifer Rose than it does Yvonne. So there's the face. Let's look at Yvonne. So there's a picture of Yvonne from the show, and then let's look at Jennifer. And there's Jennifer. So it doesn't look exactly like Jennifer either, but looks a little more like Jennifer to me. And then there's the figure again. Now it's supposed to be a bendable figure. So what does that mean? So the arms and legs bend. So I ended up deciding that a more subtle pose works best rather than some sort of exaggerated pose. So here I've got her hands on her hips, and I like that pose. The pose I decided I like the most, rather than doing something trying to do something more extreme. It's like, here's the hands kind of like a little more by the side. But so what can you do? What are the options? Well, they can, like, here they can go out. They can go out by the sides, sort of like, bending, and they can go up at the elbow. They can go out front, as we'll see. And I like her profile there, by the way. And then, I tried crossing them. It was a little hard to get them to cross. They can bend back. And then, the same with the legs. I like a more subtle pose. So here I've got the right leg forward a little bit. I've got the legs spread slightly. And I like this pose a lot. It's like, I think this is a really nice looking pose. This is my favorite way to pose her. And then, but you could sort of do the legs in kind of like a walking stance there. And leave those boots. I really like those boots quite a bit. Now you can do, my word, it's like, so that's as much as the legs will bend. They'll bend at the knee like that. And to me, that just looks scary. So I don't want to bend her like that. So let's do some comparisons. So there she is, and on the far right is the animated Batgirl Bendable figure, and in the middle is the Mattel Catwoman. Why am I showing the Mattel Catwoman? Well, because in theory there's supposed to be a Mattel Batgirl, but there's no sign of her yet. I mean, they've shown her at toy fairs, and that's about it. So yeah, so here we go. Now again, compare the figures. Now the animated Batgirl, being a cartoon, has a much more stylized figure. Like with those like big eyes, big mouth, and very thin waist. So once again, I really like that how they gave the Yvonne Craig Batgirl a realistic looking figure. And now she's about the same size as the Mattel Catwoman, except she's just shorter. So they gave Catwoman very long legs. And now Catwoman has another difference. Catwoman's more expensive. She's about $20. And she has like because she's articulate, she has like these visible joints. So it's not as a smooth look. The bendable Batgirl doesn't have visible joints, so she has a very nice, smooth, sleek appearance, which is really nice for Batgirl in particular. So once again, I really like having that smooth figure. So here's a picture of the Mattel Batgirl, and of course it's not even gonna cost $20. You got to pay $50. $50 for the Mattel Batgirl if they ever decide to sell her, because they're going to sell her as part of a set. You have to buy her with Batman and Robin and the three of them together for $50. $50. But so once again, so here's the Croce Bendable Batgirl, $8, nice and smooth, great figure, and I'm happy. This is Heisenberg, hoping you enjoy your Bendable Batgirl.